Alright, this is a, I think this account is like Crusader, but he's like Legend. He's like learning how to play mid. And we're taking a look at his Lina mid gameplay. So just going to be doing a replay analysis, covering what I see, and going from there. Alright, so I think most people start with 3 branches. I was actually I looked at Dota's Pro Tracker like yesterday, helping a Herald guy out on Lina mid. And most people are playing 3 branches. He had bought like a mantle. You do want to get the bottle fast. You don't want to have to like have this pressure to get like a perfect first wave and then like a creep the next wave to like get your bottle, right? So I think you could like get 2 more branches. I think it's good. It's not a huge deal. It's just not common to only get this many items. I think, did you buy this? If you bought this entry, I think it's a little weird. And like, yeah, getting a D-ward's nice, but it's usually not worth your own gold and like slowing down your bottle like by the sentry. You'd just rather have the stats for last hitting. I don't hate it, just unusual. So here your block is too good, right? If this happens, like you need to be looking at their creep wave. Like use your mini-map or whatever, but like if you see this and it's gonna go into your tower, you need to like stop blocking and like run up here with your hero and it'll like attack your hero for a split second and like not bring it under tower. So Invoker's not even actually here yet, so maybe this is good. If Invoker loses creeps in her tower while he's not here, this is good. Oh no, he's gonna be back in time. He missed 1 creep. But like he would have missed that creep anyways. Where did he go? What? I have no idea what just happened. Did he die? He died? Wasn't he just here? I actually it ended up working out, I guess, but like normally you just want to static it on the hill. Because you could have done this, you could have done a perfect first wave and like heavily denied your own creeps when you weren't hitting theirs, and like it would still be static on your hill, and like this guy still wouldn't have got any creeps. So it's just better on the net to like get it static on your wave instead of letting it push into your tower. So they got 4 creeps. You're bringing it into your tower, not a problem. Decent CSing. You're sitting on full mana, which like is like not really a good thing to do. Like you haven't needed to like CS to go for creeps, but like if you're gonna hit a creep and him at the same time without like griefing, like hitting another creep that you then wouldn't be able to get, it's just good to do, especially when you're at full mana. It's just like that extra little bit of harass. So like you're doing really nice on the CS. I do like that. But like if you're sitting at full mana, you're not utilizing your passive mana regen, so you're essentially leaving mana on the table. That's what it comes down to. So I don't hate what you've done, and like you know, you haven't thrown out a bad Q, but like I think you could have thrown out like 1 good one just to like secure a CS. You kind of got his Force Spirit there. What's happening with this range creep? Are you just completely losing it? Yeah, you are. Try to pay attention to what's happening. Like you've missed like 1 CS like you haven't like gone for, and I'm gonna criticize you for it because like good players, they just don't let CS go for free without looking at them and seeing what's going on. You could have even at least been in deny range, right? You could have like walked out here and been in range if you got them deny. Just don't give away creeps for free. That's what you got to do if you're gonna be a high level mid player. So 1 tiny little mistake. Your bottle's really late actually. Okay, I wasn't thinking about this, but your bottle's like way late, dude. What is happening? Did you buy something else before your bottle? What did you buy? I'm just gonna rewatch what's going on here. So you have too much money. You needed to buy your bottle and send it out sooner. This is not okay. I told my Herald player this is not okay. It's not okay for you either, because you're like Legend. So it is coming out now. You're just like 200 gold late on your bottle. A good Invoker will summon Forge Spirits and deny both runes from you if you're not immediately at one. So you're just not getting punished here. And granted, you haven't used a lot of resources, like you haven't needed all the bottle charges, but like a good player will put more pressure on you. So you have to use your bottle charges, and like you'll be like using your Q a little bit to like harass him down if you're playing better. And then you'll need those bottle charges, and like knowing that you're going to get those bottle charges is part of what would like you should know that you can spend the mana to do that because you're going to get your bottle to refill it, etc. So the fact that like your bottle's late and he could have denied it if he was better is just a mistake from you. You don't get punished here. Like he gets 1. I'm assuming you get the other one. Okay. So I kind of liked what you were doing there. in terms of like getting the creeps while he's not here and getting him fast to then go run to the rune. But then here, like, you need to be like playing this way, right? You can still be hitting these creeps, but you need to be playing this way, like walking this way as you're hitting these creeps, so that like he can't like just run straight to the rune. I mean, yes, you beat him in move speed, but like here, like if he's attacking and then moving right and then attacking and moving right, all of a sudden, like if you're attacking and moving left here, which is the problem, like here, like if he had been moving right the whole time and then you had done what you just did, he could beat you to the rune right now. And you don't have a stun or anything. So then you would miss the rune completely. Like, if this guy's better, like, he just punishes you for, like, you're not prioritizing the rune enough. And you haven't been using your mana, and you haven't been, like, taking any damage. So, like, maybe you're like, I need to get regen since it's not high. But there's just, like, not enough emphasis on, like, the rune here. Yeah, you need to go get the rune, dude. Or if, like, any support ever rotates, like, it's not going to be good. Why are you not getting the rune? What are you waiting for? You are not going to get the rune. Oh, my goodness, dude. You have to get the rune, man. You have to. You can't just... What? Big mistake, dude. You said this, by the way, this is unranked for anyone watching, and you said it was unranked, but like, I'm giving you a replay analysis because you asked for it, so go get those runes, dude. You cannot... Like, this mana, your hero farms with mana. So, like, even though you didn't desperately need mana, you use these 2 bottle charges, and you get the rune, and then you have, like, full mana, and then you have a full bottle, and then you, like, just farm. You just hit these... You just use your mana to farm, and then you get increase your CS. So, like, leaving mana on the table is, like, a hero like Lina, or Lesh, or Storm, or most mid-heroes, is literally just leaving farm on the table. Like, any mana you're not getting is, like, gonna turn into creeps that you don't get. Or a kill that you don't get. That's just how Dota works. So, I really hate that you did not fly your bottle out faster, and that you did not, like, prioritize getting that rune at all. Like, that's just low level shit, dude. No Flame Arena. So you can finally use that Sentry. Your last hitting is decent. I do like that. And you do get this rune. Are you going to get both runes? You could get both runes. The Invoker's Dunder's Tower. I don't hate that you're doing this camp, but you had the opportunity to get both runes, which, as a mid player, is super value. Like, yes, you would have been getting the rune instead of that camp, but, like, that mana turns into farm later. Like, you should see this water rune, because it gives you a little bit of regen, plus 2 bottle charges. You should see this water rune as, like, 2 small camps worth of, like, free mana of, like, farming it. Like, because you get 2 dragons, because, like, 1 dragon slave plus some right clicks kills a small camp, and this, like, gives you 2 dragon slaves, basically, of mana. So you should see this as, like, 2 small camps worth of, like, farm. Like, a rune is farm. Maybe that's... I don't know what needs to sink in for you to, like, prioritize these runes more. But, like, maybe that will do it. Like, runes are creeps. Like, because it's regen, mana, are creeps. Like, I like the way you're playing on the lane, and then you're just, like, playing this low efficiency, not prioritizing the runes kind of thing. And, like, yeah, you're dominating this guy. I mean, maybe you can stop, like, kind of smurfing just what you're doing. Like, play your own rank because you're, like, kind of dominating this guy. But, like, you know, at your own rank, maybe you will get punished more for this. Like, you're kind of getting away with this because these guys are, like, not punishing you, but, like, better players will punish these mistakes. But, like, you need to start playing like that so that your mistakes are getting punished, because your mistakes are kind of going unpunished right now. You're losing out on a little bit of efficiency, but good players, like, these are, like, mistakes. I like that you flew out of Clarity. I don't mind your skill build. I think it's a little weird you didn't take stun, but, like, I don't hate it, so it's whatever. You're not getting any nulls, which, like, helps with CS. Skipping nulls is interesting. Like, if you look at Dota 2 Pro Tracker, I guess I'll pull it up for you. I just had it up the other day. All Linas are either getting a null or 2, or, like, a null and a wand, or Soul Ring is, like, pretty popular at high MMR on Lina right now. So we're going to learn this hero. Take a look at the item builds. I'll just, like, sort of the highest MMR ones are on top. So Soul Ring, Wand, Soul Ring, Null, Soul Ring, Null, Soul Ring, Wand only, Wand, Soul Ring, Wand, Null, Soul Ring. You're seeing the pattern, right? There are these smaller items that are getting bought. You're sitting at 860 gold and you're not buying anything. So, can't can't really criticize you on what you're buying because you're not buying anything. So buy something, and then we could talk about what you're buying. Nulls and soul rings and wands would be good. You don't have to buy all three. You can buy some and not the other, depending on what you think you need. But like, you kind of need something. Like just like Brutzing Boots of Travel is like, it's like I don't think you need a wand in this lane. Lina can get away with no wands. Like you're not playing a spammy hero like Bad or Bristle or whatever. So like you don't need a wand. I think it's you know, one null is good. Gives you the mana regen. The max mana I really don't care about. Gives you the last damage. Or the soul ring is pretty sick because like you just run out of mana way more than you run out of HP. You don't take a lot of damage farming on this hero because you like stand from far back and you like clear so fast. So like that's why people are buying soul ring. Plus it makes you a little tankier, which is nice because your hero can be kind of squishy. You were way late to the rune here. I guess you saw it spawn, but like just go walk and get it, man. Like don't sit here and hit this catapult. Like one support rotation and you don't get this rune. So you're just not getting punished. There's just low skill from the enemy of not punishing you. And like, yeah, like even if you're playing legend games, you're not always going to have pause force rotating, but like if you want to be better than you are, like if you want to get out of legend by playing mid and get into ancient, you want to get into divine, like you need to be faster with these runes. Like these like ancient divine players will beat you to these runes. Like if you're this late, they'll just beat you. Or the support will show up because the supports will start to realize that like runes are good. So you immediately pop this. You're not going to like get a kill with this, so I don't really mind. It's weird that you immediately pop it. I guess I don't hate it though, because then you can like kind of use the mana you had, so I assume you're just going to go farm now. It's like okay, so you're playing one clarity. Wait, what did you buy? Bought a void stone. What is this for? You going rules? I don't think this is really a thing. Like Yules, you only Yules, people just don't go Yules on mid Lina anymore because like you're just gonna buy a BKB. The hero just buys BKB and that saves you from whatever like silence or whatever you're worried about that Yules saves you for. And if you want setup, you just buy the Shadow Blade. Again, like so bots, BKB, BKB bots Shadow Blade, bots BKB Shadow Blade, bots BKB, bots BKB Shadow Blade, bots Shadow Blade BKB. You can see the build. You can see the build. Shadow Blade BKB bots. It gives you the setup, it gives you the defensive capabilities, and it gives you the map movement. Yules is just kind of outdated because it doesn't give you enough of like what this hero can utilize. Like it gives you a little bit of mana, but like you kind of get by with like Soul Ring. I think you see a lot of people buying Soul Ring. I think that's like kind of a thing. Like I'd recommend you just start buying Soul Ring and see how it goes. So you're like pressuring this guy a little bit. I don't really care that you're like you're both playing really passive basically. I think throwing out 3 random right clicks when you're low on mana is not really like gonna do anything for you. So you're checking for this rune, I guess. It's here. Okay, I don't hate this. Going for rune. You're at this rune, which is nice. That's your best rune rotation by far this game so far. So good job on that. I don't know if it was luck or you meant to do it, but good job either way. And your farm efficiency is decent. You just could have gotten those runes earlier, which would have like gave you more mana to farm those camps earlier. So you could be at 70 CS right now instead of 63 if you had just gotten those runes, because that would have turned into that mana that you didn't have. So you have this ganking rune. You are going Yules. You have it queued up now. I don't like that Q. You just don't waste your mana like that for no reason. So you're gonna run bottom with a haste. You cleared mid. You're gonna you're gonna wrap mid. Your team. All right, that was fine. You used it for some aggression. Didn't work out amazing, but it wasn't terrible. Getting this rune, I don't hate it. I think you were doing that to just keep your stacks up. So yeah, the lane's pushed up here and the troll's like not showing. So yeah, this doesn't really work out. That was a little unfortunate. I don't think you did anything like crazy wrong there. Like you had kind of cleared mid before you left, so it's kind of okay with it. Didn't really work out, but that's okay. Like it wasn't, you didn't do anything wrong. So you're going for this late wand, raindrop clarity type deal. So like, in my opinion, it's like I already talked about why I'm not a huge fan of the Yules, but like, even just you got the Yules, moving forward from here, right? You're kind of freely farming. you're not under a lot of pressure. Like, I want you to, like, itemize and play to, like, apply pressure. So, like, going back for the wand here is like, like, I want you to buy an item that gives you, like, ability pressure, you know? Bots. Shadow Blade. BKB. I want you to buy the items that let you do what you, like, should be able to do. Like, you take over the game with, like, bot Shadow Blade BKB on this hero. That's just how this hero is played. So you're kind of just, like, gearing up to, like, play suboptimally. Like, you're kind of slowing down. This is, like, slowing you down. The raindrop and clarities is fine. Like, gives you regen. Gives some passive regen or whatever. Buying TP, that's good. Interesting meteor. This guy had the jukes with the invis. Alright, that's okay. It's whatever. You're supporting Gagnon Invoker without detection. Okay, you get the rune here, nice. You should put your raindrop in your inventory, but, you know, hopefully you can see that you've had it in your inventory for a while. You're not getting any of this mana regen. Put it in your inventory. Alright, flew yourself out another sentry. I kind of like that, just playing for your own dewarding game. Make sure they're not spotting your rotations. Playing aggressively for the enemy bounties, I don't hate. It's an interesting rotation here. Alright, doesn't really work out. Maybe you jump the gun a little bit, but I don't really care about the execution so much. I think just, like, macro-wise, I want to make sure you're doing it the right way. And you did push out the mid-wave before you started that. They only got one wave kind of pushed in on you, so it was fine. I think it's just macro movement-wise, it's fine. I just don't really care to talk about the execution too much, because I don't think it's important. You really did this raindrop has been in your backpack the entire time. So, work on your backpack. Noticing your backpack stuff, I guess? I don't know what to say. Manage your inventory better. So you put the Keen Optic away. Maybe somebody in your team asked for it? I think I would have kept that Keen Optic. The mana regen is all you want on this hero. So I like this farming efficiency. I don't... It's okay that you're... Like, you've gone for some moves. They haven't really worked out, but they haven't been terrible. I don't think that, like, you needed to be... I don't think you need to be doing too much, and I don't think you are doing too much, so I kind of like it. Okay. I walked through the meteor there, but you live, so alright, Eul's came in handy. Eul's is a good item against Invoker, but again, like, BKB does the same thing that Eul's would do for you in this game, and then... Dude, why did you buy this raindrop? You, like, refused to put it in your inventory. Oh my god, finally. It was like 5 minutes later. But you're playing around your mid-wave. You and Invoker both kind of do this. Neither of you are, like, ganky heroes, really, without, like, good runes. So I do kind of like the way you're playing right now. Like, just macro conceptually. Good attempt. He saves you again. Wow, this guy stuck around. That's interesting after he used. Okay, alright. I'm going back to... Where's the rune, bro? Go get the rune. Go get the rune! So again, 20 seconds late, dude. You can't be 20 seconds late. Good players punish you. We've already talked about this. Don't be late to these runes. So important to get them. It's like the only thing you should care about. Like, especially in these heroes that, like, just play around mid, which is like a lot of... Honestly, most people should play more like this and, like, less like trying to look for crazy kills. Especially if you're, like, free farming like you are. But as you're doing that, you gotta play for these runes. So you're getting the bots. Man, you've gone through, like, every neutral item on your team. What the heck? I really would have stuck with that Keen Optic, and then the Arcane Ring for the Keen Optic, I don't mind. So you walk a base here. I don't hate this. You got your bot, so kind of gives you... Opens up the map a little bit. So you're just gonna go back mid. You see a wave pushing in. I dig it. I love mid players who defend their towers. And you're going BKB here. And yeah, see this Eul's... It saved you a little bit a couple times, although I would have argued in a lot of situations you could have just played them safer and not had to... You wouldn't have needed it to, like, not die. It's let you play a little aggressively, but, like, it hasn't really set up too much for you. You're not even using it for setup. So, like, this Eul's has just not done anything for you. And it's just delayed your bot's BKB Shadow Blade timing. I really don't... Maybe this popped. Maybe you didn't use that. If you used that intentionally to farm the creep wave, I don't think that was necessary, but maybe you just timed out, so... we got another rune. Your sniper's farming triangle. I really don't mind the way you've been playing. You're literally just... I mean, you can see in the net worths. You know, I mean... I think you're good enough to stop smurfing these games, but just to demonstrate what it looks like when you just farm, guys, this is what happens when you just farm as a Crusader mid. And, you know, this would obviously work in lower as well. For anyone watching this who's like a lower MMR player, if you just farm like this guy's farming, look at what's happening. He's just ahead of their mid by 1k gold. And he's going to get his items. Even if he's not buying the super correct items, he's just going to have more of them. And that's what's going to make the difference. So here, this is the first time where I think you've really had a good opportunity. So it's why the first time I'm mentioning it. You should be looking to hit his mid tower. So like the gauge between like high level mid players of who's like actually doing well in lane. Like, yeah, you can look at KD. But like, whose tower is actually taking more damage? Like, who's applying pressure to the enemy's mid tower? So your tower is taking a little bit of damage. His tower is taking like a little bit more. But like here, DD going, just stick around. Like, you know, make sure he's not like make sure two heroes aren't standing here. As soon as you see this, you gotta go hit this mid tower here, dude. You have to. Even if you don't have this DD. I don't care if you have this DD or not. Go hit this mid tower, dude. It's like free. You see here on the side lane, you see here on the side lane. Like, you've got a Yules. This guy's not just gonna kill you. This is you free title to like do another like 500 minimum damage to this tower right now, and you're just walking away. So this is another big mistake. This is your first big like macro mistake I think you've made, besides going back to those early runes, is tower damage. Like, you have to prioritize free tower damage. Like, one creep wave uncontested does about like 300 damage to the tower, so if you're just pelting it the entire time, like, it just, maybe you would have taken this tower. Look at, no one's there mid. I'm just looking at the minimap mid. I don't care for what you're doing at all. I think it's shit. I don't care if it works. You're not using your Yules to set up, dude. You bought the Yules. Yules them into your W. This Yules just doesn't make any sense because you're not even using it. If you were using it, at least that would have been better. I mean, like, if you just been hitting this mid tower, it would have died. It 100% would have died. It was like at 1,000 damage. That creep wave did like 500 damage, almost 400 something. If you've been hitting it, it would have died, no question. So just big mistake from you there. You're just not putting on enough pressure. I like that you rotated back to your lane after the stuff bottom didn't work. Pressuring again. Yeah, just don't. This troll cannot be here. And what I mean is, like, you don't need to dive him, but like, you should want to hit this tower, and you should walk with your creeps up here, like, be behind them, right? Have the vision. This guy sits here and farms it. Just throw out your spells at him. Make him leave. Don't let him farm this. Why should this guy with 6,800 net worth, who doesn't really threaten you in any way, get to farm these creeps for free? Like, why are you, the strongest hero on the map, allowing their carry to freely farm right in front of you? That's what he's doing. He's freely farming right in front of you. Like, don't let him do this. Say, no, these 4 creeps are not for you. Fuck off and go find 4 other, like, go farm somewhere else. You have to make him not farm these. And you can, and you're just not. So you're just not applying good pressure here. Like, good mid players do not let carries do this when they're capable of not letting him. Like, and like I'm saying, don't dive him. If he starts to run away, let him run away, you know? Deny the creeps and then walk away, or hit the tower if he walks away, you know? I'm not saying to chase him. I'm just saying to, like, make him not farm this. Like, you can do that, and you're just not. So macro-wise, you're pretty good. A couple mistakes with not pressuring the mid tower, which I consider as a mid player like a macro, like that falls under the macro to me of like understanding you need to pressure their mid tower, and then not like realizing you can be applying pressure to their enemy like carry, right? Their carry should not be able to farm there uncontested. You should stop him from doing that. So just like kind of poor understanding. So interestingly, like now you're like with this illusion, you're like kind of like playing for this tower. Cool, yeah, I mean... Look at that. Look at how that worked. That guy's an idiot. He should have just ran away, but like, as you can clearly see, you could have stopped him from farming this creep wave that was there, and you just didn't, and then he stuck around and did it again, and then you punished him, right? You could have just done it the first time. Yeah, and interesting you were like playing for the tower somehow with the illusion while you haven't been before. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, at least you were playing for the tower there, but I don't know why you've been playing for the tower before this. And like, you killed the guy and nobody's here, and you're still not playing for the tower. At least you're going for the rune. That's good. I just want you to go for the rune, dude. Or go for the tower, I mean. Go for the tower. One time you went for the tower. And it just seems so random. Okay, now you're finally doing it. This tower could have died like 6 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. This is great. Awesome. You've almost got your BKB. I think in this game specifically, because of like how like well you're farming, I would have gone Shadowblade first. Even considering these Yules, I still would have gone Shadowblade before BKB, just to give yourself that aggressive potential. And then you still go back for the BKB, of course. But like, given that you're in like this lower MMR game, like you could have gotten away with Shadowblade first, and then just been this like huge threat on the map. You're gonna have the BKB, and you're gonna be unkillable. And the Shadowblade just helps set up, which this Yules kind of does better. Dude, use your Yules on him. What? Dude, you haven't used this Yules aggressively once. I don't know if you don't know this, but you Yules them, and it sets up your W. Because then you hit them when they land. Very strange. Very strange that you bought this Yules and you haven't used it to set up a stun once. Very strange. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very passive... Hello. Neutral item party 1. Yeah, it's just a very passive game where you're farming up, which is cool. A little boring at this point. Yeah, and so this is just like poor. This is the mid game, right? The mid game starting at 22 minutes. Like high level Dota will start way sooner than this. But here's the first like play that you're participating in with your team in like kind of the mid game. Right? You don't quite have your BK yet, which is like makes it like your team has decided to take a dumb fight. The enemy triangle is a dumb place to take a fight against the other team. So if I were you, I would just not participate in this. I would not. Just go push out mid and then like TP bottom with your bots and push it all the way out. And like if somebody solo was down there, ideally you have a Shadow Blade and you kill them, right? You don't have a Shadow Blade, so you might not be able to set up that kill. Maybe with Yules you still can though. Like just go farm and push in bottom and mid and look to eventually like farm all this, keep the lanes both pushed in, like bounce back and forth, and like then eventually take a tower with you and sniper, like just hitting it from out of tower range, right? That's what needs to happen. And any fight that your team takes in the enemy triangle in the meantime is something that you should not be a part of. So I don't really care how well this goes or not goes. I don't care if you win this, if you get wiped, I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of goes even. Whatever. Oh! You used it to set up a stun. Alright. Cool. Cool. You know how that works, apparently. You just didn't... You just forgot for 20 minutes? I don't really know. Okay, so you're hanging around mid. Pressuring the tower now. This is fine. There's no, like, waves to clean up. They've got some dead heroes. They glyph. So they glyph. This is the sign to back up and go do something else. You have bots. Immediately TP bottom here. I need you to immediately TP bottom. As soon as you're not in like range of like getting stunned by like a Wind Ranger Shackle, you know, don't like TP like right here. But like, you backed up. I need you to immediately TP bottom and push this all the way in and then like farm this jungle. Like, I need you to do that. That is what you need to be wanting to do, is push in bottom all the way and then farm the jungle and look for kills. And that's where the Shadow Blade comes in. Like, the Shadow Blade sets up the kills, right? You can just run around invis. But anything else you do right now is a mistake. Look at the map. Somebody on your team needs to go bottom. Spectre doesn't need to go do it because like he's slow. You're the bot's mobile hero. Like, you need to go push in bottom right now. You need to. And your team is gonna feed in their triangle while you do this, and I need you to go do it anyways. I know your team's gonna do that because they're bad. Because what should happen is you TP bottom and push it in, and you tell your team like, hey team, you draw a line on the mini map. Hey team, come down here, and then let's push bottom tier 2 together. As you TP down, and you're down here, right? You TP down here, and then you say, hey team, come down here, and we'll push the bottom tier 2. And then you do that as a team, and you coordinated them and set up that play is what would happen. And instead, you're just hanging around clearing mid again, which anybody on your team could have done. Not anybody on your team could be down here. Only you can be down here. But like your Jakiro's here, your snipers in the area, they could have done this. You're looking for a rune, which, you know, is okay. I would rather you just been bottom. And look at their Invoker TP's bottom. And like, I don't think you need to force this Roche. I don't know what your Jakiro's doing. You guys are like looking to play in and around their triangle, and this is just not where you should be looking to play. Just conceptually, map-wise, without having a tier 2 taken, without having bottom pushed in all the way. You just need to be playing down here. You're just kind of forcing it. Yeah, you're gonna kill this guy. That's cool. I don't care, honestly, that you're killing this guy. I'm looking at bottom lane right now. Looking at bottom lane on your mini-map. It's good that you're pushing in mid, I guess, but like I'd rather you just be bottom than somebody else in your team does this. Like, so you just need to recognize at this point in the game that your job needs to change. And like, it's not that you can never push into mid wave again, but your job this game on this hero needs to be pushing in bottom all the way. And then like, ideally to be a threat to like kill them, which is why you buy Shadow Blade. And you're just not doing your job in this game, which is going to make it go on forever. Because nobody's going to be pressuring the right part of the map, because that's your job, and you apparently just are not aware that that's what you need to do. Hey! Alright, I made you do it. Somehow. My coaching went back in time to encourage you to go bottom. I think that's what happened. Keep going, please. Please keep going. All the way, dude. Until you think you're going to die, you need to push this in all the way. So let's see how far you go. You're waiting a TP, I can tell. I don't want you to TP away, though. Good. Good, good, good. Hey, look. You're pushing in bottom, and like I said, your team's taking a dumb fight in their triangle. Oh, you don't TP to it. Nice. Alright, you TP mid and push that out. I dig this, dude. Good job. You just needed to do that like 6 minutes ago. What you just did, you just needed to do that like 6 minutes. As soon as you got these bots, I need you to start playing like that. So... like, you started doing this as a legend when you did, and I need you, if you want to be like Divine, if you want one day to be Immortal, you gotta turn it on, right? You get these bots, and you gotta start pressuring this lane, dude. You gotta pressure this lane when you're playing Dire. If you're playing Radiant, then it's the other lane, right? Same thing, but on the opposite, flipped. So you're pushing in mid. It's like kind of nuts from you because you don't see them. Your team's in their triangle and you don't see anybody on their team and you know they're not bottom. You have a BKB, so you kind of can do this. But like, do you want them to go on you here even if you have to force BKB? Like, I don't think you want them to go. So I think you're just playing a little far up. They don't punish you. Oh my god. Wow. Alright. So now you guys are really far ahead. You kind of do whatever you want. I would still be... so here, I'm just going to break this down for you of like what you should want to do map-wise, play-wise right here. Because this will happen sometimes, right? You'll have taken their tier 2 mid because you got a good fight and then you just took the tower off it, but the map still looks like this. They'll still have the bottom tier 2, you don't have their outpost yet, you have the option of Roshan, and it's like, what exactly do you do here, right? Like, how do you do this correctly? The correct thing to do here... if you have enough time like you do right now, like if you all 5 ran into Roshan and did it, you could just take a free Roshan here. So that's option 1. Assuming you don't do that, because you don't have to. Basically, in this scenario, you can take Roshan whenever you want. And if you think about it that way, you don't have to do it right now, because you're not like really worried about them doing it. If they try and do it, you just kill them. Ideally, what you do first, before you take Roshan, is you take over the whole rest of the map, because you're so far ahead. You don't go high ground. You're not going high ground. Your sniper's like getting high ground like a moron. What you should look to do is, again, TP here, push this all the way in, take their tier 2 bottom, take their outpost, keep mid pushed in, you know, you're doing this as a team. Like, you do the part where you push this all the way in. Ideally, somebody else on your team keeps mid pushed in, and then... once you have this objective, the tier 2 bottom, the outpost, the mid's pushed in, then you guys just sweep into their triangle, kill them if they're there, then go Roshan, then make sure the lane's pushed out again, and then you go high ground. And like, you've built your lead up to like 12k, you've completely closed out the map for them so they're not farming in the meantime efficiently, and then it's just, that's how the game should look, and it would just be so easy to end the game that way from there. So let's see what happens. That's correct. That's the correct like play of what should happen. Forcing high ground right here is like, I mean, you guys are so far ahead. I guess it doesn't matter. They're gonna like feed you anyways. But like high level Dota, that's what should happen because the enemy will punish anything that's not that, or they'll doing something that's not that will just delay the game, because those are the things that actually need to happen for the game to end, assuming you don't just like walk down mid and end it if you just take a good fight or something. Like, assuming that like good Dota is being played, those are the steps that are going to need to happen to end it, and that's like the order you should do it in, and doing anything else just slows down what needs to be done. So you do TP bottom here. Your team's like forcing, I don't know what your team's doing. I like what you're doing though. I like what you're doing right now. You go MKB, which, I mean, you can go anything. I think Shadow Blade's still kind of good. You could even consider like Hurricane Pike just to like, or Scotty would be sick just to like kind of stay. Hurricane Pike Scotty would be really cool here because you're like staying away from the troll and slowing him. And then you have this BKB if they use any spells on you, and then you're just like unkillable. Plus you like kite the troll forever. Be kind of a sick item build. The MKB, they don't really have any. They have a Wind Ranger as evasion, but like I don't care. Like their Wind Ranger's support. It's like you don't need to buy an MKB for Wind Ranger support. That's what I would have done. I want you to see you. I don't mind that you're hitting these. Apparently your team's not been hitting neutrals. I'd like to see you pushing bottom more and like get your teammates to come down here. Is this a party game? I don't know. I don't know if it's a party game, but oh no. It's okay. The game's in beta. I wasn't like 30 minutes into a replay or anything. It's okay. Is this? No, this is before. So you had TP bottom eventually. So anytime you TP bottom, you push it in. I would have liked you push it in more. I don't think you should feel afraid with the BKB. Well, I guess you did push that lane in. Oh wait, what? What happened to you jungling? Did we miss that? Is it after this? Oh yeah, it was after this. Okay, okay. That was the first time you got bottom, pushing it all the way. And here's the second time you go bottom, pushing it all the way. So here, I don't think you should jungle. I think you just push it in more, like you just did in that time that we just saw before. And tell your team to come down here, man. And then take the outpost and take the tower. Like, you push this in, which is great, but like, take the objectives. You're so far ahead. What are you waiting for? Like, just do the Dota things that, like, end the game. Like, progress the game. Take the objectives. If they walk into you, kill them. You know, you're strong enough. But, like, if they don't walk into you, then just take the objectives that you need to, like, end the game. Like I said, anything else is going to slow down the game. So I'm actually going to stop watching here. You submitted 2, but I'll get to the next one later. Or just separately, it'll be a separate video. I think you're playing, like, Lash on that one or something. So, yeah, pretty good game from you here. But like this Yule's, don't believe in it. I didn't see the use of it. It's just not what people are going right now. Just slow down your bots. Go with the Shadow Blade. Like, put pressure on the map. You know, buy the Shadow Blade. You can look for kills that way. Do all the lane stuff you were doing, like mid, early. You were playing around mid a lot. I liked it. And then when you get those bots, dude, you gotta like start going bottom and push that all the way out, dude. I need you to do that sooner. Do it and then use your Shadow Blade and run into their jungle, find a kill. If you don't find a kill, just push in mid. And then encourage your team to come play down there towards you. Like, don't blame your team for not doing it. Like, you need to do your part of pushing it in, and then you need to say to your team, hey team, come to me while I'm down here and join me. And if you're doing the right thing, they will then move towards you. And if you're not doing the right thing, then nothing will happen. Because there's nothing for them to rotate towards because you're not there. So, hopefully you got a lot out of that. And yeah, thanks for signing up.